That was cool though. Woo! Hey, listen, this women's championship for the intercontinental championship tournament. Jesus Christ, why not? Anyway, uh, I was like a lot more. I want to say it's not as intriguing as the U.S. Women's Championship. I don't know, maybe because the U.S. Women's got. See, I was like, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like the depth and things like that. Where I was just like, it's not the necessarily the amount of people, it's the amount of people that you have in a lot of these prominent spots. Now, yes, once we get the championships, they're going to be able to build up people, when we get storylines going and things like that. Yes, it can be intriguing on how that all that stuff goes, but at the same time, I just don't think that you have enough qualified people. And my point was really Raw than SmackDown. I think SmackDown, you got plenty of people that can be in both championship spots. Whereas like Raw, you see, there's already kind of just like who we gonna get to really do like live, and it's like it's just gonna be real. But I was like, that actually has been more of a hindrance to the rest of the roster in a way, because I was like, they have tried other storyline that just ain't hit. But anyway, besides that, we did have Dakota Kai win her first match against Shayna Baszler, and I was like, not Candace, Katana. There we go. It was one of them names. And like I said, when I did my review, I was like, it wasn't shocking. I was like, I thought Shayna might get it as well too. I could see that as well. But Dakota Kai, I was like, she got momentum with the crowd and stuff like that. You know, I don't know if that necessarily means anything, because there's plenty of people that sort of kind of do that don't also. But hey, she's in it, and that's the first one. Cool. Now I was like, now with the rest of them. So we got in the bottom left bracket. I was like, I think that was going to be Raquel Rodriguez. I was going to say Rahanez. I was like, that's not the name. Rodriguez. I was like, so Zoe Stark and her going to put up a pretty good fight with it. But I was like, no, this one pretty much is Raquel's. I was like, Hayden doesn't really have like a shot in all this or whatnot. It's really going to be between them two. And I was like, with her, with the live thing and stuff like that, and to make her look more of a dominant force, I was like, unless Rhea comes out and interferes and calls our match, because guess what? No DQs. I was like, this won't be Raquel. But that's the only, I was like I said, Zoe Stark through the qualification, Raquel straight up. That's how I'm getting my prediction. You got to put an asterisk beside up in there. All right, now the bottom right quadrant. Alba Fire. We got Natalya, and we got Kairi Sane. To me, this is Kairi Sane. I was like, Damage Control. I could see them not doing it just because Dakota Kai or whatever. Okay, I changed my mind. It's gonna be Natalya. It's gonna be Natalya because this first U.S. Women's Championship. She done held like all the belts already. She done been here through decades. I was like, she's just going to be a safe, reliable person. I was like, I think that they'll give it to her. Alba Fire doesn't have, to me, a shot in this or whatever. Yes, she used to be a singles competitor when she used to be, Kylie Ray. I was like, man, I forget. But when she was the UK Women's Champion, but I don't think they're really going to do anything here. I was like, to me, and I was like, Kairi Sane, I think will be a fun pick, but I think just because they gave it to Dakota, that they're not going to even bother. Not that they're going to even bother, but I think that they're not going to just make it heavy on something like that. I mean, I was like, they could. Because I was like, I like Kairi Sane, but I was like, I just don't see her winning this tournament right now. I was like, now maybe they turned it up to like the NXT days or something like that, maybe, but I was like, no. I was like, they'll plan on doing something like I think later, like her chasing it or something like that. Now on the right top is where I guess I was like, I understand why they couldn't put these in the other brackets, just because I feel like okay. I was like, I don't think Ivy Niles is going to win this. I was like, I would like to see Ivy Niles with this. I was like, I think Ivy Niles has a chance out of the. I'm over here looking like I'm trying to look at the quadrants, and it's in my head and not in my face. But I think she has a chance to be one of those people that can break out and be something more, and just not just be Death Collection. But this ain't gonna be her shot here. To me, it's really Lyra versus Zelina, and I think that's where it gets difficult because I was like, I think Lyra's going to get the push. She had the video promo. I was like, she did good in the King of the Ring and whatnot. And for a while, she was in a prominent spot of like fighting alongside Becky and all this other stuff, fighting Damage Control and stuff. And then it sort of just wavered, just petered out. There was nothing about it, and I think they're going to want to try to build her back up because I'm like she does have like women's championship type of like potential or whatever. Zelina is a sneaky one because I was like she's been doing really good work. She's been really good on the mic as well too. She's been in a lot of these fights where it is Live or Pure Fusion or whatever. I think even Damage Control at the time. She had her match against was it Rhea? Or whatever. Yeah, I think she had. I was like, I know she had her backlash match, and I feel like that jump started her in this whole momentum thing or whatnot. But she gets the prominent spots, but she doesn't necessarily get the push. And this is where I started to go back to being like, having the crowd on your side like Dakota Kai. But I was like, Zelina's been had that, and I was like, it's not even that. I was like, she does get her shot. So it's not like she doesn't get her shot. She really doesn't she doesn't win the championship. But I was like, the people that she's going to get, she's not going to be winning them. But this is a situation where it's like how much momentum can carry her. But I was like, but up against Lyra here, no. I was like, Zelina's not going to win. I'm like, not saying that Zelina won't win this championship at all, but this is not going to be her tournament, no matter who gets behind her or nothing like that. Now, with that being said, of the picks or whatever, I was like, my pick of Lyra versus Natalya, that sort of writes itself. I was like, girl, the lady that trains all the other ones and stuff. I was like, is there a Becky connection there? I don't know. I was like, I don't know. They might not even do it if there is something like that. But I was like, Lyra getting the win over the veteran. Moving on. I was like Dakota Kai versus Raquel. I was like, if it's versus Zoe or Raquel, I was like, if it's versus Zoe, Dakota Kai has to win. If it's versus Raquel, Raquel is going to get the win here. Like I said, barring the DQ here. And then the finals of Dakota and Lyra, I was like, I think it's going to be Lyra that's going to get the win. I was like, I mean, I know they're two baby faces, but you can sort of play off that Dakota's not fully baby face in that type of way compared to Lyra, which I think Lyra wins. I was like, and Dakota Kai she got to still keep chasing. Her fans are like, it was so close. I think that's how it's going to write itself. Now, I was like, especially because, okay, so Sonya Deville basically posted something that she should have been in it or whatever. And I agree. I really think that she should have been in it. I was like, I think that when you look at who the grouping sort of got, I was like, Pure Fusion got 2 people. And I was like, okay. The party girl got 2 people. That's one too many. Let's see. I was like, Damage Control got 2 people. I was like, see, because I was like, the thing is that, like, Alba Fire, I mean, it's the only one from Unholy Union. Yeah. And I was like, that's fine. That's actually pretty good. Because the difference is, to me, is like with that, and like the party girls, that since those are actual tag team wrestlers, I was like, there's nobody here that's an individual. So I was like, you just throw one of them in there. Where like Pure Fusion, Damage Control, they have individual people who come together to be a group, a faction. And I was like, that's, to me, is totally different. Now, who would I have taken out necessarily to put Sonya in there? Because one, I was like, I don't understand how Sonya can't be in it when she's the quote unquote leader of the group. And I was like, whereas like, unless, I mean, it'd be different if the women's championship, the main championship, was open, available, to where Sonya was getting shots in there, to where I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, let the other 2 do the US one. I mean, the intercontinental one. That makes sense. But if she's not, then yeah, she should be in there as the leader. Like, because I was like, you still need, because you could easily have her have the mid card champion with the 2 tag team titles with Shayna and Zoe, or something like that. If I'm just trying to think of like what could be the scenario or whatever. But to me, I was like, I would have probably taken out. I was like, I was like, you can't really take. I was like, yeah, you can't really take out anybody without it feeling certain type of way. Kind of like Natalia's not gonna get taken out. I was like, I was fired. Well, no, I was like, I would have taken out one of the party girls, but just flipped them on the field. I was like, if Sonya loses, that's one thing. But I was like, have her in a tournament. Like you could have flipped it. You could have flipped one of them out of like of Ivy Niles over there with Dakota Kai and Sonya in that one or whatever. Cause I was like, she's gonna lose. I was like, okay, but she'd be showcased in here. But I was like, that's really my only big gripe. But that's also where I said that the state of the women on the U.S. on the intercontinental title side is a lot more low and lackluster in the way that the U.S. women's is. Not because they don't have women that can like wrestle and stuff like that. It's just that they don't. A lot of them don't either have the character or they don't have like a story. You know, like the U.S. over there, Chelsea and Piper. I was like, you added Lash Legend who came up in there. I was like, you had Bianca, you had Bayley, you had Naomi, you had Miss Shin. I was like, you had Candice LeRae now. Like you got so many people that I'm like people that you're like, oh, they're in stuff, they're doing things or whatever. Now I'm like, compared to with the Intercontinental, I'm just saying. But anyway, those are my picks. Who you think will win? I was like, now who I want to win versus who I think will win is a lot different. I was like I said, my pick would pretty much probably be for Zelina to win in totality, but that's not going to happen. And that'd probably be like the only one. I don't think Raquel really needs it or anything like that. But yeah, who you think should win? Who you want to win? Let me know all that. Yeah, I think that I like pretty much that's it. I would like tournament brackets. Always a fun way to do this whole thing. But anyway, all day, every day, no problem. We got this. Peace. I'm out.